mad at me if I don't.
And the weather is gorgeous. Cheers.
Cheers.
I have these responsibilities, and one of the things, Joan, because we're hosting this, and I'm the host, and Joan said to me, you know, you got to watch your language. You got to be careful about your language. You can't. I said, shit, Joan, I'm not going to say any swear words. What do you think I am? I don't understand this place. The wedding party. Lauren has 3, and the first over here to my right, Chloe Markley. Chloe Markley, Wellesley College graduate, roommate with Lauren, lives in Connecticut, which is a good thing.
Hoorah!
Leslie York, also Wellesley College, lives in New York City, roommate and friend for many years with Lauren. Last but not least, Danny Fogarty. Where are you, Danny? Right there.
Fogarty? Nice belt.
Academy of Art in San Francisco. And he met Lauren after they both had graduated from college, and they were both working at Neiman Marcus in Boston.
Oh,
They've been friends ever since. I hope I got that right.
An
So
artist.
Lauren ends up with 3 people. Jake figures, bright, shining people, I've got to outgun them somehow, so he has settled for 6.
Oh.
The first is our son Devin,
Hoorah.
who just gave 2 final exams in Southern Connecticut earlier today and is in an airplane as we speak, probably over Armpit, Oklahoma or something. On his way to Portland. He's going to drive down from Portland tonight and arrive sometime between 4 and 5 in the morning tomorrow. And he goes back on Sunday because he gives 2 exams on Monday morning in Southern.
Only a jarhead.
So, and it's his birthday. But F him and the horse he rode in on. He's not here, I can't, what can I do? In no other order after that, Sean Robinson. Where are you, Sean?
Stand up,
way
Sean.
out there.
Oh,
Sean. Joe graduate, teammate and football teammate and classmate of Jake. Charles Davis. Where are you, Charlie?
Charlie.
Joan and I have 3 sons. Charlie's our 4th. Married to our daughter, Brooke. Father of 3 grandchildren who they left somewhere on the East Coast. And they're happy to be.
Thank God for duct tape.
Adam Farrell, a friend in Cheshire, grew up in Cheshire with Jake and went to Cheshire High, knew some of the kids who are friends of ours over here on the right-hand side of the place. Adam, where are you?
Right there.
Right there.
Jake's brother, Blake.
Blake?
This is Ralph Blake. He and I were college roommates at Notre Dame in the 60s. His last name is Blake. His first name is Blake. If you can't figure out the connection, then you haven't had enough wine. So there are college graduates who have been roommates and friends for decades or some years. This is a friendship and a college connection that goes back to 1964.
No, we don't want to hear it.
No.
You know what, Mary? I'm not even asking you. And it goes further than that. My wife, Joan, her best friend for 4 years of high school and 4 years in college and roomed together for 2 years afterwards is Betsy Grava, and she's right here.
Oh,
and we are honored to have those people. So Blake is one of the guys in the wedding party. I don't know what else to say about Blake. He works for the Rugby Sevens program out of White Plains, New York. It's a good thing they didn't have the wedding last week because Blake was involved in a tournament. Otherwise, it would have been raining here because it rained for 4 straight days last week and weekend.
Way to go, Blake.
Hey, controlling that weather, Blake. Awesome.
Last but not least, Lou Sawinski, where are you? Right there.
Yes.
Jake's best
Hoorah,
man.
hoorah, hoorah.
Jake's best man. Same as Adam, they have a Cheshire connection, Cheshire High School, and Jake's known them for years. And that's the wedding party. There's one more common thread between all the guys I've mentioned except for Devin. They've all spent time in the Grand Canyon with Jake, some on multiple trips. And I'm not talking about going, standing at the edge and looking down at the Bright Angel Trail. I'm talking about going into the Grand Canyon and staying for a week at the bottom and not seeing anybody else and going 60 or 80, 70 miles in a week's time. So that's the wedding party. By the way, if you don't like your dessert, if you do not like your dessert, My table is right there, and you can put it right there. If you're allergic to chocolate or you have some dietary issues, you can put it right over there. A year ago tomorrow, I was in South Bend, Indiana. First time I'd been back in 50 years since I flunked out of Notre Dame because my brother John's daughter got married at the Notre Dame Basilica. And my brother John gave some remarkable comments about Jamie, who had met his daughter Kelly when they were at Notre Dame, fell in love, and got married. And his remarks are priceless, really. And the word he used in describing Jamie was smitten. That when Jamie met Kelly, he was smitten. And it's the same with Jake. When he met Lauren, he was smitten. I'm stealing the word. He's a retired state police cop, former deputy chief of police, but I don't want to get arrested for stealing the word. But when I heard smitten and I knew I was going to make these remarks, I knew I would use the word from my brother John. When Jake was a little kid, he'd come home from, it was after T-ball, before real serious baseball, and he was sitting in the kitchen. I wasn't even there. And Joan said, he was talking, he had some lunch she prepared for him, and he looked up at her with a sandwich in his hand and this yoo-hoo or whatever, and he said, "Ma, do you really think there's a chance I might not be a Major League Baseball player?" And her response was, "Well, you'll have to see how that works out." Well, he's not a baseball player.
He's got great hands.
And he made a great catch.
That's a Mannion. That's a Mannion right there.
He may never become a Major League Baseball player.
Never.
But he will be a Major League husband and father.
Whoa.
I really want to thank you for being part of this. It's an honor for us as a family to find an extended family, to have people come from all parts of the country, travel thousands of miles, TSA security and lines and all of that, boarding passes, everything, to come here and be part of this. It makes us feel special, somehow extra loved, extra welcomed, and I want to welcome all of you. So very quickly, here's two things. First, raise your glass. I don't have one, so I'll just take David's, thanks. To Jake and Lauren. You can take a sip, go ahead. I have another one. Go. To all of you, toast.
Sorry, John.
Neil Young said it best, paraphrasing. Long may you run. Long may you run. I love you.